The General Services Administration's Centers of Excellence program has an official endorsement from Congress. President Trump has signed a bill that supports the COEs with policy and money. Bob Work is former Deputy Secretary of Defense. Bob, welcome. It's good to see you again. I call on your knowledge of the Joint Artificial Intelligence Center at the Defense Department. The JAIC is one of the centers of excellence, and we talked a little bit before we went on the air that all of the other COEs the General Services Administration have undertaken have been to go into an organization that is experiencing some difficulty and help it recover from that difficulty. That's not the case at all with the JAIC. The JAIC seems to be on a very high-level track, very accomplished track. What does this Centers of Excellence program mean for the JAIC? What tools does it have, and what tools can it share with the rest of the government?
Well, it's great to be here, Francis. These Centers of Excellence were all part of IT modernization across the government. I don't think it will come as a surprise to me, the list today, that the modernization literacy of the federal government is pretty low, and these Centers of Excellence were designed to help accelerate IT modernization across the federal government. So there was a Center of Excellence for AI, which you've already talked about. There's one for cloud adoption. There's one for data analytics. There's one for infrastructure optimization. I don't know if you remember the Defense Digital Service. It's like a SWAT team of very, very capable coders and people who really understand AI DevSecOps. And they could be called down anywhere in the department to fix a software problem. So the one that I was most part of was there was a program called OCX, which is a control system for the next generation global positioning system. And we were having a devil of a time getting that thing right. And the DDS came down and helped us straighten it out. So you are right. The JAIC is the Department of Defense's internal Center of Excellence. But it turns out that the JAIC was one of the very first customers of the GSA AI Center of Excellence, and they really helped each other. The JAIC did not have any of its own contracting or acquisition authorities. And the GSA AI Center of Excellence was able to provide that to them. They also provided a rep right on the staff of the JAIC. And I recently received an email from Jack Shanahan, the first director of the JAIC, and I asked him, what did you think of the relationship? And he was glowing. He said they really helped us as we stood up to provide us with capabilities we did not initially have. Now it's more of a relationship between two established organizations that are really trying to help each other. The JAIC being able to provide the the Centers of Excellence with an example of who they have actually helped. And the JAIC has received a lot of support from the AI Centers of Excellence. So they don't compete in any way. They pretty much help each other.
What is the right role for an organization like the JAIC that lives in the defense space to work with civilian agencies either through the Center of Excellence with GSA or directly to help them understand the possibilities of artificial intelligence, Bob?
Well, you hit it on the head on your last part of the question, Francis. I mean, the JAIC is designed to champion artificial AI-enabled applications throughout the department, putting, for example, machine learning algorithms on sensors so that the sensors themselves can find objects and determine information that can then be sent directly to an effector, for example, rather than going to a central processing node. They also are looking into command support tools, decision support tools, AI helping develop courses of action, and AI is recommending which plans would appear to be the most logical and potentially the most successful. So the Joint AI Center is really shifting to applications inside the Department of Defense. And I don't think, you know, I don't think I would be wrong in speaking for Lieutenant General Groen, who's the new director of the JAIC, to say he will use any tool to help him do that. And if the AI Center of Excellence can say, look, we can bring to you these new capabilities that you can readily use, then he's going to exploit that as much as possible, just as he is reaching out to a wide variety of small venture capitalist firms who have unique AI capabilities. So I'm actually, this is something that I've been waiting for several years, where the federal government and the Department of Defense itself, organizes itself to start exploiting the remarkable promise of artificial intelligence.
Bob Work, great to have you back. Thanks very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Great to be here, Francis. Please have a happy holidays and stay safe.